morning, man. It's good to see you, to have this conversation with you, which I've been hoping we could have as soon as possible. I remember many years ago, it looks like a few years ago, when I finished for UNN, you are the first leader, apart from my mentor in school, Professor Korongo, who felt that there is a potential in me, and you look past all the odds and focus on those potential, and you told me that it's possible that I can do something in the healthcare industry and in nursing. And we've managed to do so many programs, basically because you put your reputation and your name in it. And to me, this is what mentorship is all about. This is what grooming people is all about, focusing on that positive aspect. So that journey with leaders like Professor Irioye and Professor Dejimo and so many other influential people who have been helpful through the years have helped lead North Africa to do many programs in the past. And of course, we are stalled by COVID because there is no longer physical gathering. And on a personal note, a lot of people that are involved in the program have found their way outside the country, and most of them are based in Europe and in Canada. And there is a kind of an exodus of young nurses moving to different parts of the world, in mass. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it. But we could also look at it as, is there any opportunity for a brain gain as we are moving to these places and networking with professionals all over the world? Because the world is a global village. I live in the UK. It took me only 5 hours to get back to Nigeria. There is no program or project that I want to execute in Nigeria that I can't execute. But now sitting there and looking at all the young professionals that are emerging, I follow a lot of bright young nurses on social media, and I learn a lot from them, and I'm amazed with their quality of mindset. And there's a young man that graduated from Abia State University, and I think his name is Okabilius Chooks. He doesn't know who I am, but he's a very bright young man. He's in Oxford, and I love what he's doing. Then your Messi Mary is in Oxford too. Messi currently have like 64,000 YouTube followers. And you have a whole lot of bright, all the the young stars that are coming up and doing a whole lot of amazing things. Some of them that left Nigeria 2 years ago are already teachers in the UK, in Canada, and in different parts of the world. And I'm thinking, and I'm feeling like, how do we create a network where we bring all these people together, that irrespective of where we are, we have a kind of impact back home in Nigeria? And I started discussing with a different organization through Salon X platform, and then I discovered that it's important for us to have a well-coordinated mentorship network where we have the young nurses, both home and abroad, interacting so that their mind can be shaped to the real issue, and their aspiration would not stop at just getting a job in UK and Canada and then having a good life. It's an important thing to cross, an important aspect of life to cross that stage. But then there are so many issues in global health. We want them to become global leaders in research. We want them to become global leaders in different aspects of healthcare innovation, in technological driven aspect of healthcare, and we want them to be one of those who will be shaping policies and actions, that will bring sustainable solution to communicable and non-communicable diseases. We want their research to be bringing solution in clinical practice. I want them to understand that there are so much we can achieve beyond, within and beyond the bedside. And it's not just something that one person can do alone. and it requires a collective action between both the leaders at home to organize, because at the end of the day, not everybody is going to leave the country, so that we belong to a community where we continue to share our knowledge and share our experiences, and leaders can be born from those network of nurses home and abroad, and we'll begin to see them occupying key positions in world health affairs, and of course in international actions that has to do with business and every other thing that influences social determinants of health. So this is why I came back to begin to interact with the leaders, because already I've discussed with people who are willing to sponsor the creation of an online platform for mentorship program for young nurses and leaders across the country. Starting from Nigeria, we're going to spread it to different African countries. It's going to be totally free of charge. But before we start this action, we need to make sure that people are ready, for their mind to focus on real issue and discuss things that will build their capacity, because this is part of our investment in human capacity development in the healthcare industry. So that's why I came to see you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Collins Ubolu. I'm highly delighted that you are one of those who left the shores of Nigeria and you have decided to come back home. Kudos to you. So you are welcome back to Nigeria for us to commence this laudable project that you have in mind. So now, based on this new project that you are talking about, I am equally glad that the aspect of mentoring is very crucial to nursing, and then the generality of nurses in Nigeria. As I said earlier on, that many of them, all they are thinking is just how to get out of the country. But certainly everybody cannot leave the country. I remember the moment I graduated as a student nurse, many of my colleagues left the country. But here I am, still here today. Not because I've not been out of the country, I've been out of the country, but I'm also back here because, well, maybe I love my country. Nevertheless, there's always a need for strategic planning. Now, about the leaders and the led, and I'm talking about the nursing profession. There's need for us to produce, and you have become one now, a global nurse across off the shore of Nigeria. Now, to develop global leaders, we must be able to think out of the box. We must be able to think far and wide. Not necessarily because of where we are, but because of the vision you have. So, number one thing that we need to deal with is the mindset of nurses. And a nurse was telling me that it's a pity that the type of training we give to nurses, we just give them a picture of just be a bedside nurse. So many of them cannot comprehend what is global health, where do they stand, and what exactly is expected of them, apart from just being at the bedside of a patient. Now, the mindset should be such that wherever you find yourself as a nurse, in the midst of any other professionals, you must be able to stand tall and defend your profession. So, also, what should be my contribution as a nurse in the industry? And when I mean industry, the health sector. What should be my own contribution as a nurse? As a nurse and as a nurse leader. You find out that the way our people have been trained, it's to be seen and not be heard. And if a nurse cannot be expected to express him or herself, then how will he or she be able to make contribution? So there's need for us. This project you are talking about is a welcome idea, but I desire that the nurse leaders, as we meet with them today, they will be ready to launch out immediately and involve all their subjects.
I am a nurse, I'm proud to be one.
It's important that we have nurses who are in touch with global issues, who are also in touch with local issues, because at the end of the day, some of us are going to be in the community setting, some of us are going to be at state setting, and some of us are going to be at national setting, and other ones will be operating at international level. So that is why you have a public health, international health, and global health. So we need people to understand the concept. We need people to understand the process of research. We need people to understand the foreign policy that is responsible for crisis and the implication for healthcare. Because as nurses, we pride ourselves as patient advocates. So we cannot advocate for people's health if we don't understand the circumstances that are responsible for sustainable healthcare and sustainable health. So that is why it's important, even when the school system cannot give them everything they need within the years of their training. So we can have design a sustainable program that can fill in the gap. We have a lot of resource persons. We have a lot of fantastic Nigerians that are doing wonderful things. And even the mere hearing of the success stories of their young colleagues in different places, even in Nigeria or in Ghana or in Canada or in US, because we are going to be working with associations of Nigerians in different parts of the world, as long as international institutions that are investing in education and human capacity development, because this will help us to improve the quality of professionals we have our nurses, the quality of their mind, the quality of their education, and broaden their horizon so that they'll be more resourceful both to themselves and to the industry and society at large. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with the leaders today, and I look forward to seeing them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.